corner of Burrard and Robson in Vancouver, British Columbia. In the background, you can hear Aboriginal drums sounding, and I can only imagine what this is about. We've got
Hank.
And Hank, who are you?
I'm a young youth Aboriginal of the Papakwa and Statdale Territories, which is located, my Papakwa side is located at the northern tip of the island, and my interior side is from Shlath, British Columbia.
And so why are you here today?
I'm here to support Chief Teresa Spence for what she's fighting for, and to fight for my rights and my children's rights.
Why are you guys here today?
We organized this one specifically to make sure that we send media a message. Okay. Media in itself helps skew a lot of the Aboriginal issues that are going out there, and it seems very one-sided. And when it does that, it creates a stronger divide between Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal people. And so we wanted to make sure that media actually starts stepping up to the plate and reporting the real news.
Okay.
The real news and the reason why we're doing it. This bill in itself is Indian people are being used as scapegoats for just dealing with Aboriginal policy within the Indian Act, but also what it has to do with dealing with the land and the waterway rights. And so this has a bigger effect on Canada and Canadians more than it does than just Aboriginal people. But it really affects Aboriginal people on reserve, and that in itself, this unilateral omnibus bill that was passed without talking with even with our own people.
So what's the name of the bill? Like you're protesting?
Bill C-45.
Bill C-45.
Yes.
And so maybe give us a little bit of history on what that bill is, and you know what they would report it as in the news.
Well, the bill in itself, I think it's like 454 pages.
Okay.
to actually go through. It's got issues to deal with land and resources.
Okay.
And this is something that affects all Canadians.
Yes.
Right? And so when they put that in there, when it's dealing with lands, resources, expropriation of lands, moving people, selling off our own water rights for actual Canadians, not to mention what it does for our Aboriginal people, that has an effect on everybody nationally within the country. Now when it's dealing more specifically with Aboriginal people, it's basically saying that we're giving you the right to sell off and lease your own land, which to one degree is okay, but you can't do that with an Aboriginal people who are already impoverished, that are going to be able to put up their land on reserve and not be able to actually pay it back.
Exactly.
That's just impractical. That's just unrealistic to do, and they're trying to make it seem as if they're doing us a favor, but it's not. It's really not. So as much as I dislike the Indian Act, it still offers protection to a certain degree. When they make this quick passing of
Yes.
this agreement, you're putting more of a divide even on reserve. So even when it's coming right down to it, from what I understand of it now, is that there could be only 3 band members who are not a part of the band council, but can sit there and say that they called a meeting, we're going to take over this land, we're going to put it up for leasing rights, and then we're going to be able to do something with it. I have an uncle that lives in Mount Currie right now who's spent 30-40 years clearing off property in Mount Currie where they held the first Nine Valley Festival.
Yes.
And he's going to be seriously impacted by this too, because a couple of the band members could just say, we want your land, and now we're going to put it up for loan without being in the band council.
Okay.
And that's going to divide our people even that much more. So that in itself is
A divide and conquer.
Divide and conquer
that's been
tactic.
going on for.
and this is even more harmful because it's going to hurt our people, right? And then where's the accountability? What's the point of even having an elected band council system if this goes through?
Exactly.
It undermines our own authority even on reserve. So that's just totally inappropriate.
So what's the next step here from this rally here in Vancouver?
Teach-ins.
Teach-ins?
We're going to do teach-ins.
Teach-ins.
Teach-ins or workshops that are going to deal specifically with the issues that we're looking at right now. Give a history of what's going on, a whole historical context from contact up until today. And so we're going to be looking for more people who are actually equipped and have enough background knowledge to actually deliver this, so we can make sure that everybody is in full knowledge of what we're actually doing and why we're actually doing this, and why Idle No More is so appropriate. That's helping helping with this resurgence of our own identity as Aboriginal people, especially within this country that we're sharing.
Okay.
Because we can't just turn around and say, okay, all you Canadians, you got to go home now.
Exactly.
It's just impractical.
All right.
We can't do that.
So what was your name?
Dan Wallace.
Dan Wallace, and you live in Vancouver?
I live in Vancouver. I'm a hereditary chief from Cape Mudge.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm just with everybody else.
All right.
I don't have no elected position. I'm just with everybody else.